And it happened that night. I left the next day. I didn't talk to her until 3 months later when she was like, hey, you have me pregnant and I'm not having an abortion. And then I became suicidal.
Really?
Yes. I never told anybody this.
Ever?
I've never told anybody this, ever.
So much chicken, dude.
Right, and pasta.
My stomach is just, and pasta's just sitting in my
feel
stomach.
so
I feel
thick.
so tired and fat.
Podcast 2, we're going to make it through it. And also, welcome back to Impaulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. We love you guys. Thank you for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button for us. Spencer made his flight. You saw the last episode with Darren Oley and the superfood expert God. Spencer made his flight. He said, I just performed surgery on the 405 and my Uber driver had balls and grit. I respect an Uber driver with big balls and big grit.
What about Spencer, though? Halfway through the episode, oh man, I got a flight to Florida. What's good, dude?
That happens.
But does it happen with a guest that you brought on to talk about superfoods quinoa and all that shit, and you walk out and you leave the superfood dude with 2 nincompoops?
Nincompoops. Yeah, no, it happened. Spencer was on Come Watch. We had tissues on the side because superfood and vegan, everything is like any second. Who knows when Spencer's gonna have a big O?
And instead of coming, he went.
Oh, truth. Hey, man. Oh, big news. You know who else is coming? Steven Crowder. We got Steven Crowder who's coming to the podcast.
I've heard.
What a great get. I don't know if you saw this on my video on Jake and Logan channel. I called him a bigot, bully, and a homophobe.
Ooh.
I got some things to say.
You are in deep shit.
But no, because Steven Crowder is quick. He's witty, and he knows his stuff.
Quicker than me?
To a degree.
Quicker than me? Quicker than me?
Not when it comes to comedy. You're funny, man. You're a funny guy, man. But Steven Crowder, he's debate guy. He's debate expert. He's a master debater. We said it. He's a masturbator. He is a masturbator.
We did a little segment on him on this show, too. Shitty job.
Well, we covered it horribly. So we got to do our research. We got to do our research.
We did for Gun Girl, for Alex Jones. I'm going to do all that kind of stuff for him. I called him Mr. Chowder the last time.
You didn't even know his name.
I feel terrible. We got to do a better job. What else is going on? By this point that this episode comes back out, I'm sure there will be tons of fallout from the David Dobrik
you're right. It sucks that we can't speak on it because we don't know. We don't know what happened.
We're shooting an episode right now. So if you're watching this, well, we're shooting it here. It's now. But when it comes out and you're watching it, it's then.
Passed. Yeah, so it's a little confusing. We went to a bar last night. I thought it was interesting. I don't know how much of our audience has ever been to a bar before. Probably most of them.
Surly Goat.
I didn't understand the dynamic of what was happening. For some reason, I couldn't compute or comprehend what I was witnessing. What, people just go to the bar to drink and talk?
So quickly, we go to clubs. We go to clubs sometimes, or we go to like really nice like rooftop bars. And there's this running joke. There's a bar down the street from the house called the Surly Goat. On the wall it says...
What does surly mean?
It means just like a...
Define surly.
I'm great with definition.
Bad-tempered and unfriendly.
Wow,
just a dickhead goat.
And so there's this place called the Surly Goat, and the little thing on the wall says, cold beer, colder women. And I've driven by it a million times. I'm like, I want to go to the Surly Goat. And I found an Evan after, all the shit that happened. He was like, I'll come to the Surly Goat with you. So me, him, and Logan's friend Mac went there. And they tried to order alcohol, and they're like, we only got beer, man. And then tried to order Budweiser, and like, we only got, these beer. It was like just real like hole in the wall.
And then one of the like a classic like bar guy came up. It's the guy who talks like he's from Boston.
He was from Boston.
He'd like to drink water and beer, and he
shorts
comes
down to his ankles with sandals.
Just a big like just a hefty ass dude, yeah. And he goes, "Hey, you want to hear a joke?" I'm like, "No, but all right, I'm at a bar. Let's see what happens." He goes, "What do you call a black astronaut in space?" I was like, I don't know. He goes, "An astronaut, you racist." I was like, all right, I'm at a fucking bar, and I hate myself.
It was like 30 seconds after that. Logan was like, "Wow, we should probably get the fuck out of here."
Like, hey, but no offense if you go to bars. I'll probably reach an age where I love bars.
It was kind of cool because you could talk. You could talk to the person next to you and the person to the other next to you.
I was exhausted, dude. I'd been at the mothership all day. And let's bring on our guest, dude. Let's freaking bring him on. Our guest today is a Hollywood actor and social media superstar. He once snuck onto the studio lot to book a role on a TV show. We go way back to the old Vine days. My friend Paige Kennedy.
Hey! Okay.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Oh whoa!
Yes.
Okay. I look like Thanos trying to do the goddamn Millie Rock.
Whoa! I would
That
love
was
to see
terrible.
Thanos do a Millie Rock.
Let's go.
Yo, can you imagine if Thanos had swag and he was actually dope instead of just murdering people by snapping his fingers?
He did when Evan played him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey Paige, what's good, man?
What up, though?
Dang.
That's what people from Detroit say when they greet you. They say, "What up, though?"
What up, though?
This is that me? Is that my camera?
Yeah, you can do any of them.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's usually
the
your
exotic
go-to.
looking man.
Yeah.
The
So when
Arabic man.
if I want people to, I gotta.
yeah.
So Logan, what I was saying is, I gotta talk to you. Like
No,
that.
you can speak to me, but like if you want to ever address the camera,
All right.
talk, I don't know, call someone out,
Okay.
talk to the audience,
Okay.
right there.
All right, there it is.
So listen, dude, you do everything.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like you're an actor. I met you from Vine days. Sorry, I wasn't really making a list. I was
Damn
just kind of. I know you were ready.
Because I like to get ready for that, and I got to.
I'll do it. You're an actor. You're a Vine star. You're an internet star. You're a music guy now. You doing music?
Well, I was a rapper first, so yeah, put that shit way up
Okay,
there.
the rappers first. And you can switch your fingers around. And you're a father. You're a father.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes.
To a kid my age, right? Tim?
Yeah, Tim is your age.
How old is he?
He's 21.
Okay, yeah, 21.
I actually have a daughter that's 23. God damn.
Wow.
You old than a motherfucker.
Nah, hey,
Black
but,
don't crack clearly.
yo, you look great. How old are you now?
What'd you say?
I said, how old are you, bro? I'm looking.
My business. I'm 42 years old. God damn.
Whoa.
Another one.
That's Mike's age.
More importantly,
You like my mama age.
more importantly, does it matter how old you are?
No, not anymore. If you feel young, you
Are young.
the energy is young.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Look at this. Look at this. I Googled Paige Kennedy movies. Look at all these movies,
It's
dude.
a lot, man.
We
It's
got
a
Blue
lot.
Mountain State, Dance Flick, Bad Roomies, Meg just came out, SWAT.
See Dick Run.
Leprechaun back to the hood.
Leprechaun too.
What is
See,
C?
that's a
What is
classic.
C Dick
See
Run?
Dick
That's
Run
a story of
sounds,
Mike's
sounds
life.
like an STD, dude.
C Dick
That's
Run.
me and Kel Mitchell. Remember Kel from Keenan and Kel?
Oh, yeah. Snick.
Yeah. That was like one of my first starring movies.
This was my favorite. You and Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, right on
Yo,
Randale.
right
I'm trying
on.
to get that back. You know what I'm saying? I'm working to get back to that.
Like in shape. You were,
Yeah, back to
you,
that.
you just said you lost before the show started. You lost 70 pounds.
Yeah, lost 70 pounds in 4 months, which is. Hey,
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm very proud of it. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when somebody proud if you go on their Instagram and they fucking showing their dick print like just, I'm happy. I'm getting my shit back. I couldn't see it for a while, but bitch is right back here.
Hey, that's
right
awesome.
back here for you.
At what point? Okay, so wait. Did you gain weight?
Yeah.
Or have you always been
No.
sort of?
I was always like you. Like if you look at that, like my whole life, I've been ripped,
In
like
shape.
in shape and all of that stuff. And then, you know, as you get older and you make more money, sometimes you go from eating ramen noodles to steak.
Yeah.
And so of course
Yes.
you gain weight.
Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling.
Yeah, so you know, I just had to. I've been trying so long. You know, there was, I think, 2 years ago, I went to the gym 365 straight days. I took no days off. Like sick, whether I was traveling the whole day, whether I wanted to do it for a mental thing,
Yeah.
but that shit did not help me at all.
Wait, why?
I gained weight.
Because you were eating wrong?
Because I could not close my mouth.
Yeah.
Really?
I couldn't close my mouth, man, and that was the problem because the gym is. You can go to the gym, like I said, for a year straight and still don't do nothing. I was strong as fuck, but I still look like the thing
What were
on
you eating?
Fantastic Four.
What were you eating?
Oh shit.
Everything.
Name a couple.
Really?
What were your go-tos?
Pussy. I mean,
That's fine. No calories.
If you
Sugar free.
if you do it to if you eat an Asian girl, it's no calories, low sodium, and you can.
What girl does have calories and high sodium? What type of girl has high sodium in her
We
vagina?
can't say it. We can't say it.
Y'all know what
You
kind.
can.
You know the way. You know what kind. But no. So I just had to. I had to figure out how to close my mouth, bruh, and went by the mantra that nothing tastes better than skinny.
Yeah.
So
That's what they say.
Yep.
So
So it's a
you know,
diet thing. You're saying?
Yeah. I just started eating like very small portions.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
just eat a little bit.
Okay, so how do you do that? Because there's a what's it called? There's a thing for this. Eating small portions. It's the strategy of eating small portions.
Strategic small portion.
I think that's it.
It's ism.
Okay.
No help. It's something that.
Fuck! You eat the size of your fist. Is that what
I
you were
eat
getting
like
at?
a little bit. Like,
in,
I actually it's kind of almost like, and it's like kind of keto too. So I mean, well, a little.
Oh, it's grazing. It's called grazing.
Grazing.
You eat small portions throughout the day rather than 3 big meals.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
No one knew that. Grazing?
I mean, yeah, if
you graze like a goat, like a surly goat.
Like grazing, like when you, all right, I probably shouldn't say
No,
that.
you should. It's impulsive.
Like grazing, like when I was in college and this girl,
No, please. No. Maybe you shouldn't say it. I don't know.
He's like, no, it's Paige. If he say you shouldn't say it, that means it's...
Actually, no, you could say it. I can't probably say it.
Grazing, bro. So you're using the term of when goats and cows eat grass and applying it to a human method?
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Are
Mark.
you saying that does that exist in the scientific world? They call it grazing?
Sounds like it's what he's doing. How many tiny meals are you eating throughout the day?
No, well, honestly, like as of late for, I don't know, at least probably almost 2 weeks now, I've been having like 3 protein shakes a day and then maybe like some chicken. Like I don't even eat, I'll only eat like protein. I won't even have like a meal.
Oh, for
like
real?
I'll just have like a
What
piece of fish.
What about your carb intake for those trying to lose weight?
I mean, if I do have some carbs, which not really, it's just a little bit. I just eat a little bit. Yeah. Because I don't want to eat like where my stomach, you know how you eat and then you get the
how I
itis.
feel right now.
Like black people, they get the itis. You eat until you want to go to sleep. It's called the itis.
Yeah. The itis?
Yeah.
The itis.
There you go, kids. It's called the itis. For all of you that want to know, when black people eat too much, they just pass
it's
out.
on the couch. The
You
itis,
learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Me, I eat until I want to die.
Yeah.
Until my
That's
stomach
what that
is so full.
Like a goldfish.
Like a giant fat goldfish, and it's actually happening with my dog Broly.
Yeah.
That's like maybe we can relate in that way. He is just a thick dog, and he will eat until he can no longer do such thing.
He has to use a small maze to eat his food because if we put it in a normal bowl, he just inhales it, and so we put it in a maze, so he has to figure out the strategic calculation.
Really? What is that? How big is that?
It's just
it's
like
just
a
this
little
big.
bowl, but it's got like a thing, so he's got to use his tongue, and he chases the food around the maze,
That's
and he gets a little bit
funny.
at a time. Yeah, they were thinking about
Doing it to
making
Mike.
me do it.
Yeah, we wanted to do it to Mike.
Because I eat like an animal. This is how it sounds.
How come
Ready?
y'all so fit?
This is how he eats.
This is how it sounds.
Yeah. It's not a joke. And
That is some ASMR for you guys. I don't know if you want to. That's so weird. I never even watched that. I was at this girl house last night, and she
At a
she
grow
literally-
house?
A girl
girl's
house.
house.
Sorry.
Like
Apologies.
4 o'clock in the morning. She was like showing me videos on YouTube. Of that.
ASMR.
And I was like, why are you watching this like girl eat this frozen
Paige,
strawberry thing?
It is so weird and so intriguing. I don't understand it, but it's also awesome at the same time. Our number 1 viewed podcast is the 12-year-old ASMR girl.
Of
She came here and did that?
time.
Yes. She's the ASMR star. Life with Mac. Life of Mac. Mac, we love you.
How old was she again?
12.
12 years old. A 12-year-old girl doing this
Well,
overshadowed a cock-swallowing, mic-choking Riley Reid.
Wow.
Yes, bro.
What did she did this to your
Did
mic?
this?
No.
dude?
She brought in supplies, man. She had honey, so it sounds like honey. She had like balloons and like paper clips, and she'd scratch the table and just tap things and drop jelly beans. All
And
that
people
stuff.
are just entranced by this. They just go there to watch that, like when they doing their homework, or like what do they get out of listening to that?
I think it's like you know how some people listen to waves crashing to fall asleep,
Okay.
and it calms them down.
Yeah.
ASMR is like that, and some people find it arousing, like
Yeah,
you know,
because that's
whispering. They're like
make the macaroni sound when you stirring the macaroni in.
Oh, wait.
good pussy
When the
sounds like,
cheese-
if I'm being honest.
Exactly, I get excited about that.
No, like it's kind of like that, but I hate all of it.
Don't that sound like what that is? That sound like what that is. This is really
Please
weird.
stop.
Look, she covering her ears. She's
Oh
like,
my God, stop. Oh
Yo,
my
but
God.
ASMR, dude.
No,
like,
bro, because they're whispering like this. There's like a
Crazy.
technique where you smack your lips. It's like, hi, welcome ASMR. Today we will be talking. I can't even do that.
and
well,
she
but
has
it's like a thing.
braces, and it makes hers like even more, the girl he had on. And so she was like
smacking lips, dude. You can hear it. Anyways,
crazy.
That's so weird.
Crazy.
And yo, actually was like kind of into it. I was like,
I'm saying, I looked over at the next guest that was coming on, and they had a blanket over them. I'm like, yo, what's good, dude? I'm like, what's good? That's really doing that for you, dude? Like, she's like,
just give me a second.
Yeah, just give me a second. But when she eats that fucking honeycomb.
Well, I asked her parents, I was like, hey, is it kind of weird? Like, some people are like, I'm sure there's like some pedophiles who are like, watching your daughter, and they're like, well, you know, as long as they're not hurting us. And
wow.
They were cool with it.
Is she the one who has her eyes cut off, like it's cropped, so you only see her mouth?
No, that's not her.
Okay. I'm
always worried about those people though. Like there's have you seen those people in porn sometimes who like don't show their face, but like really nice bodies?
Oh yeah.
You know? I have. I just like
they show just the back of the head. And
Hey, shit, I should get into that then. That's the only reason I ain't did porn. I don't want nobody to know it's me.
I don't know, man. I feel like people would know it's you, dude.
Yeah, they probably would.
You got a pretty recognizable voice and body. Like maybe not do porn because the sun and all.
Like,
what would Tim say?
As if he doesn't live with me.
Yeah,
he's like, porn go in my house every day. You know what the hell?
Actually, wait. If your mother did, if one's mother did porn, it kind of be shitty, right?
Yeah, that probably would.
But if your dad did porn,
it still sucks for them,
it's kind of
but
tight.
not as much.
It's kind of tight.
Tim hates the fact that I'm the way that I am.
Oh, like public facing?
No, or just like wild and shit.
Yeah, that I'm like, because he's not necessarily like that. I don't know if he's not like that because he's not like that, or just because he don't have the opportunity yet. But he's kind of opposite me in that. So he's like, Dad, I don't want to hear about your excursions with. Because I come tell him, bragging to him, like, bro, did you hear me last night? I was like, hey, say my son's name. Damn.
Yo, what?
Damn.
He and I'm like that too with my dad, and I know he is with GP.
Yeah.
When my dad talks to me about his like sexual escapades, I'm like, oh fuck.
like because he like I love my dad. He's my boy, and as much as I like to be like, yo, that's tight, it's just not. In fact, it's probably quite the exact opposite.
I'm not gonna bring it up. Remember the last story he told us? And he was like, hey Logie, I had her out in the promenade. Remember that story?
Don't even.
I'm not. Oh, I won't, dude.
I mean, we all know my dad. My dad's. He's GP. You know, there's no one like.
He's
him.
coming at you.
Wait,
It's hard.
He did it in public.
Listen, man, I don't know. I don't know.
Jeez.
But have you ever done that
In public?
like on a hood of a car at 3 p.m. in a residential neighborhood?
Oh no,
Mike has.
on the hood of a car in a day.
We talked about
darkest
craziest
days.
Yeah, we talked about our craziest.
Was the hood hot?
Yeah, it was like a sunny, not like crazy. It was warm enough to like do it. Like it was cool enough to do it. But
Did
like,
you dent the hood?
Nah.
Interesting.
Nah,
right?
she was
I'm also not sure I understand the physics of it, but like, let's leave it at that, right?
let's put it this way.
Okay, we're gonna go into it,
but lightly.
Okay.
I'm gonna tread lightly. Her hands on the hood of the car.
Oh, okay.
That makes the most sense.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
Yes,
okay.
yes,
like the police, like
Yes. I bet like,
Put
for
your
the
hands on
kids
the
out
hood.
there, I was searching her.
She was searching her,
Okay,
you know,
making sure she didn't have anything to
she
stick
didn't
me
have
with.
nothing there.
All right.
Anything to stick me with.
I had something to stick her with, though. Let me
Then
tell
they
you.
stuck her with it. Stuck her with that baton.
What is this episode? What's
This is
happening right
fucking
now?
Crazy.
Sorry, man.
This is crazy.
I came here and disrupted everything
No,
with my
no.
dirty mind.
I'm glad because
apologize.
it's been a bit of a slow day, so we needed that. Listen, man, you used to make vines.
Yeah.
We used to make vines way back in the day. I
Yes.
think we made a couple.
Yeah.
You were tight with Batch and all them.
Yeah,
You still am? Still are?
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk that much anymore, but I still love Batch. I still support and watch all the stuff that they doing.
Is it
over
falling
there. They
out or
killing
just
it.
like growing apart?
Something happened, and
Oh
then
no.
and
Oh
then-
shit, did he fuck your bitch?
no, but something happened, and then we just kind of
Got weird.
yeah, but we not beefing or nothing like that. He just blocked me.
What?
For real?
No. Batch is wonderful. I love him. I love everything that he's doing. He's like one of the most talented,
Yeah, for
like
real.
young cats out there. He's going to be huge in the business. I knew that before because I knew Batch before Vine.
Yeah,
and like when you see a talent like that, you just like he's just like amazing. He's like once in a lifetime type of like talent. So
Absolutely
I always
agree.
love and support him.
Yeah.
I hate to hear you guys are.
I know. Me too.
No,
maybe we could
It sucks. it sucks. You know, I've tried to, you know, because after time, you know, you figure stuff heals.
Time heals
like
all
after
wounds,
time.
man. Time heals all
but
wounds.
But it's been like 4 years
Time
now.
doesn't heal all wounds, man. Time does not heal all wounds.
It does not, unless you go to the Avengers. Maybe they can fucking save us.
Oh, true.
Or by the way, just go to Warwick on a Wednesday. He's there every night and he gets blacked out. And you could easily,
I'm not trying to fuck him when you
no, not even
home, man.
But maybe you could.
Yeah, nigga, I've been waiting for that.
No.
I'm saying maybe you could.
Please, I'll fuck you.
No, not. You know, like.
I'm just saying maybe you could. He's all greased up. Maybe you could coerce him into being
A friend.
the homie again.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day. You know what's funny? We almost. This would have been awkward. I think he's doing a movie right now in Vancouver, or maybe it's over. But I auditioned for the same movie, but to play which would have been like his boss. So we would have been like a tandem thing.
Not
like,
the camp counselor he just did, right?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
But I'm saying,
like eventually.
had that happened, it is going to happen because how could it not?
Yeah,
like
how could it not?
we both working actors in the business, but that would have been mad weird.
Yeah, agree.
But it didn't happen. But it will probably.
Here's why this whole thing is interesting, because I know you from like internet stuff, but like you kind of hinted at, you were an actor and doing Hollywood before Vine and YouTube were a thing. And I mean, that's primarily what you do, correct? Acting.
Yeah.
So what did you do to make the switch, and why did you even make the switch? Because I know a lot of actors are hesitant when it comes to putting themselves on the internet because they're actors, like typical thespians.
Yeah.
What made you okay with it or excited to do it?
Well, so I originally came, like I went to college long enough to be a doctor, to be an actor.
Whoa.
Because I wanted to be the greatest actor / rapper in the world. And I still feel like there's an argument of that for me. Like if you really break down the skill set of the diversity of what I do. And so I went to Grand Rapids Community College for theater. Then I went to the best theater in Michigan, Western Michigan University. And then I wanted to be great, man. So I went to University of Delaware to study Shakespeare for my master's. And
oh, that's right.
Yeah. So when I came out here, with a real purpose. And I was fortunate enough to, when I got here, I had done the Idaho Shakespeare Festival the summer before, and I met a guy there who told me about an audition. I snuck into Sony Studios by telling them that I was a courier. I was making a delivery, but I was just delivering myself.
You're lying.
No. And this is pre 9/11, so that shit wouldn't work now. But I just got here. I was here a month. So I had someone drive me there, which is even more awkward. Like, oh yeah, we making a delivery. I don't know why it's two of us, but they let us on the lot. And right place, right time. And the pilot was called The Kennedys. Ironically enough, it had nothing to do with
your name.
But so that got me started, and I got in the business, and I had like a promising career for now it's been like 20 years. But what happened was in 2013, I started to peep out this YouTube stuff. Because I thought YouTube was just a place for cats or babies falling or
well, it used to be.
Right?
Charlie bit my finger.
Right, exactly.
Charlie's biting everyone's finger.
Biting everybody's finger. So I thought it was just that, right? And then I start to see that there were actual channels and people. Like I ended up having like friends on YouTube that had more money than my acting friends. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this? And I was the same way you said with the actor thing. I was like, well, I can't do YouTube. I get paid I'm not gonna, but then I got into it and I was like, you know what? Let me jump on this now because this is clearly the future.
Next wave.
And then all the other actors are gonna be late on this shit. So if I jump on this now, because my main thing was I had a plan, right? The first plan was I was always, oh, that's that nigga from. That's what I was. The nigga from. Oh, that's the nigga from Weeds. That's the nigga from Blue Mountain State. I was a leprechaun. I'm back to the hood nigga.
Okay.
So I was that, right? I wanted to be Paige Kennedy.
Yeah.
So instead of me being U-Turn or all these other characters that people see me and say, the way of doing that was to create my own channel, my own station, which was the Paige Kennedy Show on YouTube. So I started doing YouTube. And I was doing YouTube with Batch and them.
Yep.
And then Vine came, and when Vine started, Bash jumped on Vine, right? He was on there first. I was filming in Vancouver a show called Backstrom. And so, I couldn't jump in like immediately, but as soon as I came home, he was like, I got 100,000 followers in like 2 weeks. I was like, that's impossible. Because we on YouTube struggling, putting out all this great ass content. Yeah. We not getting no followers, just nothing. Like Batch he had like content, I remember. Like $50,000 like bullshit big with 3,000 views on it, right? Yep. And so when we saw like how fast that shit was moving, I didn't even have an iPhone. I had an Android. Like, and we all jumped on there.
So you probably had to buy an iPhone, right? I remember.
I had to buy. I bought iPod first because Daystorm had a little. What is the little iPod thing?
Yeah, a little iPod. Yeah.
He had those. So I was like, all right, I don't want to give him Android. Let me get this.
Oh shit. Yeah, because you couldn't shoot on Android.
Yeah, because the sound was all weird. The
sound, the video, everything.
And
it
was like laggy and shit.
Yeah.
And so when we saw how fast he was growing. And then I jumped on there, and in a week, I had 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Wild.
So then we had the whole group where we made it a job where Monday through Friday, I think it was 11 to 5, we all meet at Daystorm House or around there, and our whole crew, we just went and shot. And that was at the time where, remember, you could post like 4 Vines a day before the popular page came, so we were just cranking them bitches out and it was crazy because like the engagement that you got was bananas. So I think that I was smart to jump on that train far as the actors, because my other actor friends was like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like that? And I'm like, hey, bro, hey, you better jump on this shit, man, because because listen, here's the thing. The future are the kids, right? So for me, because I'm older, if you don't watch my show, you don't watch my movies, you don't know who I am, right? Yeah. But with fucking Vine and the internet is a whole world. Yep. So anywhere you go in the world, you got these kids that know you from there. Yep. So it was just a smart thing. Now, the second thing of why I wanted to do it is because I knew I had this agenda of my rap music. I've been a rapper before. I've been a rapper since I was younger. Like, I went on tour with Biggie, Ice Cube. What? Yeah, I got pictures, all that shit on the internet.
For real?
You can pull that shit up. Yeah. But back then, like, if you didn't have a record deal, you just making your music for your friends. Like, I made albums just to give it to my friends, my family, because I had no outlet to put it out. And so I wanted to gain the followers by making them laugh so I can get them what I really have, which was me and this process, which is the music. And so that's why the last couple years I poured all my energy and resources, all my acting money into my music. So I'm basically paying to be a rapper.
So that's what you're doing moving forward is music now?
No, I'm doing that. I still do everything. Yep. Like, look,
but do you worry that hurts you, Paige? Because, like, have you seen you getting maybe less work or getting hired for that lead role because you are so well known on the internet and people will only see you as Paige Kennedy? Or can you hop into character acting?
Well, like I said, no, like I was telling you, like, far as the diversity with me, this is what separates me. Like, a lot of actors, they do what they do. They either do comedies or they do dramas. You got a few of them that do both, but usually, like, when the audience ain't going to see Denzel to be in a comedy, and he know that. So
I bet they would, though.
They would, but
has he ever done a comedy?
Thing, yeah, long time ago. He had.
You remember when Vin Diesel did The Pacifier?
Yeah,
that sort of effect.
Or like when Billy Madison's done it, or fucking Adam Sandler's done a few.
Well, because he's older now, and like something's clearly happening.
Wrong.
Yeah. But look what happened with Jim Carrey. Like, Jim Carrey was the top comedian actor in the world, and he was like, I want to fucking do the Truman Show. I want to do, and it wasn't received as well because people wanted to laugh with him.
Yeah.
And so for me, I wanted to be just as good in comedy as I am in drama. Plus, I can do Shakespeare, which a lot of actors can't do or don't do or could care less to do, but it is a skill set that can make you even a better actor in the comedy and drama because you have more things to pull from.
Have you done plays like on stage?
I've done over 25 plays. I've done
dramatic reading of Shakespeare right now.
Oh yeah. I want to. I found this super interesting when you told me how much you are in love with and know Shakespeare. Like, Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Can you do a Shakespeare?
Let me see.
Iambic pentameter.
a brazen Epicurean rascal is this? My wife is locked within precedent. Paige is an ass, a secure ass. He'll trust his wife, he'll not be jealous. I'd rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my liquor bottle, a thief to walk my ambling gelding than my wife with herself. Oh, fie, cuckold, whittled cuckold. So that was... That was actually very bad because I don't know why I went into that when I have like so much better like things to do.
What was that from?
That was from the Merry Wives of Windsor. I have no idea why my brain started with that as opposed to like
that was awesome.
If you had two choices,
I would have not done that one. I would do
no. If you had two choices, one was simply to be.
Or not to be.
And the other was to not be. What would it be?
That is the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Now, see, I can just listen. I can
found
literally
it super
sit here.
fascinating when you started doing this the last. I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, I can literally go for like 45 minutes of just like I don't even have to think about it no more. It's just stuck in my long-term memory, like old songs you remember from
Shakespeare. Did he write in iambic pentameter the rhythm? Do you know?
In verse, when he's writing in verse. Only when they're rhyming.
Okay.
Not when it's like what I was doing was not rhyming. Okay. But like when he's writing in verse, that's in iambic pentameter.
What's your favorite Shakespearean?
Richard III.
Richard III.
Which is a history.
What are the different kinds?
History, tragedy, comedy. It sucks because that Richard III has still been like the worst thing that's ever happened to me as an actor. In college, I always wanted to do Richard III. I knew all of it, and then our school did it after I was like so obsessed with it. So then I was like really obsessed. So for a whole year, I knew that they were doing this. I learned the whole play. I learned the whole character. I would go to the faculty members and I would rehearse and practice stuff. This is like a year before we even having an audition for it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I finally auditioned for it. I did not get cast as Richard. I got cast as Richmond, the person that kills him at the end. And it destroyed my entire life. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never even tasted alcohol before.
That's 2 in 2 days.
Yeah.
2 in 3 days.
Yeah.
We had Hops in the rapper on the other days.
Oh, he doesn't do anything?
Nothing.
Yeah, I've never even tasted nothing. But that night, I almost tasted a beer. I went to like this party, like a college party or whatever, and it was a beer that I was so depressed. I was like, I should just fucking...
Why didn't you do it, Paige?
Because I just
Why'd you drink the poison, Paige?
I just couldn't do it, man.
But it tastes so good, Paige.
I just
It
couldn't.
really
Put me in your
doesn't,
mouth,
to be
Paige.
honest. I mean, it does.
Here, how about this?
I'm being
You want
facetious.
to know why? One of the reasons why I chose not to do that? When I was younger, like 15 or whatever, I wrote down the pros and cons of drinking, right? So then I wrote down all of these cons. You smell bad, you have hangovers, you get drunk, you fall, you beat up people you love, you all this shit, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got to the pros, it was literally no pro. It didn't make me faster. It didn't make me more money. It didn't make me healthier.
Are there really any pros?
No,
Here's I'll say one.
no
Like
pro there.
I'm playing devil's
it numbs
advocate.
negative
Oh,
feelings.
that's true. That's true.
I-
Temporarily, which is not
yeah.
also,
Which is not
which is
great.
worse.
And it makes you, and it makes you able to have sex with sixes.
Wait, what? Sex with sisters?
Sixes.
Sixes?
And also sisters.
And
does that
sixes.
mean?
Like sixes, 6 out of 10. Like normally if you're like, man, normally if
I
you're
do
like,
that anyway. I don't need no drink for that.
I'm saying like normally if
If
you're like,
any sixes out there that want some of this dick, hit me up. And I won't be drunk at all. It'll be just totally fine. What pro did you have? Because I don't know
I was
any.
gonna say like it
Doesn't taste good.
No, it tastes horrible. It makes you a little more confident. You're crazy confident.
Exactly.
yeah, that's a good point.
So there's no pros. So I was like, wait a minute. Why am I going to indulge in something that is literally all cons?
Yeah.
This is a good conversation
great.
for me, especially because I have no pros either for it. It actually makes me personally less confident because my confidence comes from being fast, witty, and on my feet.
Yeah.
And when I booze,
yeah, that does make sense.
And when I booze, it makes me slow, shitty, and off my beat. I don't know, I just made that up. But
also here's why I like to sometimes I drink probably twice a month just to preface in case people are
that's about right.
Maybe 2 to 4 times a month, maybe. Yeah. Probably like 4 to 6 times. We'll go
like 10 times a day. 12 times a day.
Like maybe once a week.
I'm 99% of the time I'm in control, like super control. I've always said this. I sort of feel like I'm puppeteering my life, and I always have, whether it's through like manifestation, having a clear and creative vision of what I want to do with myself. And I like not being fully in control. I like when I'm drinking, like I'm a little looser and I don't always know what's going to happen next, nor do I really care sometimes. And that's cool to me. I don't know why.
The only thing that sucks,
I'm comfortable with living in that space.
Is that specific to you, or do you think
that's very specific to me? No, very specific to me. But it also sounds like yours are specific to you. Like you clearly don't need more confidence.
Right.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people do. That's true. The majority of I think that's probably the number one reason people drink.
Just gets them out of their shell.
To get them out of their shell, go out and be socially. Yeah. To like be like that. I'm like that anyways. Right. So it's stupid for me to drink.
It's also tricky because, and this whole conversation is probably gonna like double red flags by the review team. It's like, and Jed said this to us. He said, some people are hardwired to consume and move on. Others are hardwired to consume and be consumed.
There, yeah.
And that's where the whole alcohol conversation gets tricky.
I have an addictive personality.
Okay, so it's probably smart that you're...
If I did it and I enjoyed it, I would abuse it and I would be fucked.
Yeah, not
because
good.
Like my vice that I do have, like it took over my life because
sex.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know how I was able to guess that.
Yeah, I have no idea. That's the only vice that I have.
You were addicted to sex?
Yeah.
What's that like?
How did it manifest? Like what was that?
In every way.
Like you're just always trying to have sex?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I know very little about sex addiction. It's what the only thing you're thinking about, and is it still plaguing you?
It's now that I've gotten older, it's tamed down, right? But when I was younger, like when I was your age or when I was your age, everything in life revolved around that. If I pull up to a light, my brain literally looks at the cars next to me to see if I'm out somewhere, if I'm everything revolved around that because I had no other outlet but that. Like, other people do all type of other shit to, and for me, it was, and I don't know where it comes from. I've had like, a couple different therapists, and they all try to figure out ways of why these things happen. Where did this come from? Is it because of abandonment issues from my mom? Is it from like not being loved when I was a kid? Like, I don't fucking know what any of that stuff is. That's stuff that they can psychoanalyze you and just to place something there. I just know what it was, And so I think for me now, I think it's more about the yes. Because if I get the yes, I don't even need the girl to actually come over anymore. Like I don't even feel like it. I just need the yes. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the thing of being the hunt, the wanting to feel loved and appreciated and wanted. And so maybe it's that.
Interesting.
Because that's what I'm in search for is the yes.
Imagine how those text messages look. You're like, hey, what's up? And then she's like, no, I'm just chilling. And he's like, oh, I got the new Chernobyl shit on my TV right now. And she's like, yo, that's dope. Let me stop by. I'm down. And he's just like, nah, I'm playing. I'm fucking going to sleep.
But thank you, though.
Yes. But that's how he puts his phone down. He's like, yeah, let's fucking go.
And I'm like, yes. Now I'm going to wash up and then go to sleep.
By the way, that's safer. There's a lot of times I wake up in the morning and I'm like, damn, I got so drunk last night I couldn't get that job done. And then I'm like, kind of happy I didn't get that job.
Damn. You had Tim when you were young.
Yeah.
When you were what, 20? 21?
Yeah. I had my daughter even earlier than that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Soon as I got to college, soon as I got from Detroit to college, that shit happened.
Was that intentional? You were
Hell no.
19?
Those were all mistakes.
Do you tell them that? Do you tell your kids their mistakes?
They know that they were the best mistakes I ever made.
Well, do you think they're still mistakes to this day?
No, because see, that's what happens. Like, so it was a struggle for me. Like being in college, having 2 kids, not having money, like, and I played football in college and I was a theater major, which is too demanding
odd combo,
things. You can't
odd combo
do that
as well. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
and I
dealt with
had
that
to quit.
too.
Sort of. I never
What was
actually.
yours?
I never actually. So I was really into sports,
Wrestling
and football. But I never had the balls to do theater or acting because I thought it was weird. Because the kids in my school, I felt like kind of ruined it for me because they were all like, they were super cliquey, and as like the jock, I never felt comfortable entering their space.
But you were a really strong academic.
I did academics instead. I focused on just being smart as fuck.
Oh shit!
Speaking of smart, I gotta pee right now.
That's a good out.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a great out. Okay, so you would go to theater class, you'd go to football, and then why didn't you wear a condom? Like after the first kid, isn't it like maybe I'm too young to be doing this? I'll start with using protection or asking the girl if she's on birth control.
This is going to sound so crazy to you, but look, I'm 18, so 18-year-olds do much crazier shit than that. Like, I could have made colossus mistakes, but initially, how my daughter happened is I thought that I couldn't have kids because I had slept with so many girls and I never got nobody pregnant. I thought that I couldn't have kids, right? So then when my daughter happened, I didn't know about my daughter at first. I didn't know about my daughter since she was almost 2 years old.
Whoa.
So, cause the mom thought it was her other child's dad.
Yeah.
Right? And so as soon as I found about Kirsten is when Tim's mom got pregnant. And that literally happened from, I was in college. I went home for my boy's bachelor party and he told me I could stay with him that night, but he got so drunk that I couldn't get in contact with him.
Yep.
So I was sitting in my car 3-something in the morning. I had nowhere to go. I'm texting everybody to see if I'm calling everybody to see if they're awake. A girl I used to talk to before, she answered the phone. I said, can I please come spend the night at your house, please? And it happened that night. I left the next day. I didn't talk to her until 3 months later when she was like, hey, you have me pregnant and I'm not having an abortion. And then I became suicidal.
Really?
Yes. I never told anybody this.
Ever?
I've never told anybody this, ever. I don't know how that shit just spilled out my mouth like that. Those fucking eyes of yours over there make me feel like I can trust you. This is some bullshit.
I know.
These fucking eyes over here. I'm like trapped in these beautiful ass eyes and it's got fluffy ass hair. And I'm like, you can trust me. And I'm like, why the fuck am I telling them all that shit?
Don't you deflect with comedy. That's my thing.
This is some bullshit right now.
No, thank you for trusting me. But that's crazy. It made you suicidal.
Yeah, because
you're filled with so much life.
I know, but what I thought is because I had all these dreams and aspirations for myself. I told you, I've been wanting to be the best actor/rapper in the world my entire life. Like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is my hero. He's my everything. This is my main person in the entire world over any. No one else is even close in my love but him, right? And so I wanted to reach his type of. I wanted to do for other people what he did for me.
Got it.
Right? And so because of that, I thought all of that was gone now. Because I'm in college. Now I'm about to have a second kid. I just found out about the first one. I don't got no money. I want to leave and go to California when I leave here and become like this great actor. Yeah. And I'm stuck with 2 kids. What? I contemplated ending it. And it was bad. Crazy. It was bad for a second. And then, I think a lot of young people deal with the thoughts of that during different times. Because that wasn't the first time. It happened one time before when I was probably 15 or something. Something tragic happened to me. And I actually tried to, and my brother stopped me. So that was the second time. Huh?
It's deep, Paige. That's real deep. Is there? Let me ask you this: Is there something to be said about the bleakness and the loneliness and helplessness you were feeling in that time, and the actual reality of the situation, which now you see probably in hindsight that you could still do these things and still become great, even though at the time it didn't seem even remotely possible? At
the time,
were you right or wrong, or what did you learn about coming out of that experience of being at what you probably perceived as rock bottom?
Well, at the time, I thought that it was like a wrap. I thought everything was done, you know? And what happens is life happens, and then this burden is only a burden for the time that it's a burden, and then it becomes a blessing.
Yep.
And so now I have two fully grown, amazing people that I made that are mine to go and share my and their love to the world. And so that's why it's, you know, it's looked at differently.
But how did you get out of that dark mindset? Because now because I'm asking, now you see that.
Yeah.
Now you
didn't
see that
then.
And a lot of people don't. A lot of people are living in that space permanently. And so is there any sort of advice to anyone who is there right now that hoping that they can trust that their life will become better? Or maybe that they're at their lowest time, it will fuel them to reach their highest point in life.
This is going to sound cliche, but it is the truth for me. Like, I've always walked with God personally. I don't go to church or do any of that, but I've always had a personal relationship with him. And so anytime anything happens or whatever, like, I always like went to him for that. Because look, you gotta remember, I'm a kid from Detroit who, my dad died when I was 16 years old. I was living with my dad. So that means my dad dies, I'm alone. I go to high school alone. I finish high school. I go to college on my own. I do everything by myself, no help, nothing. I'm just alone, except for God. Like, God like brings me along with him, like because he has this. That's why I know that I'm destined because he's told me, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the only place that I could go to was through him. So I just pray about it, and then life just continued to go. Like, he took those urges away from me, and then I just continued on in my life.
Wow. And it sounds like, so you're not religious per se, or would you identify as Christian or Catholic?
I think I probably identify as Christian, but I'm not like religious in the sense, like, I'm not like,
but you pray,
I wouldn't like tell you Bible verses, and I'm not like that. I'm not about to, you know, but I have a personal relationship with him. I do pray every night. I'm very close with him in that sense.
So I have to ask you, because you are this like just beaming ball of energy and light now. Is that true to you? Is that who you are? Are you deflecting with comedy in any way, or is there any sort of baggage that you've carried from your past to this day?
I think it's natural for me to be that big ball of energy, but I think it also comes from a place of wanting to be liked and accepted. Remember, I told you earlier, like, I just need the yes. Yeah. And so I want people to like me. And I know that's the way you get them to like you, is to make them laugh. And so I think I have that. Because when I'm at home, like, when I had I was in a relationship for 6 years, and, you know, people, when we go out, they always say to her, "Oh my God, you must be just nonstop laughing. You're with Paige every day." And she's like, "No, it's not like this at home. Because at home, I'm just regular. I don't have to put on a show. I can just relax. It takes a lot of energy and effort to make people happy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so at home, I don't feel the need to have to do that.
You don't feel like you have to perform.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but I don't know. I come from a lot of baggage. There was a lot of tragic things that happened to me growing up. And I tried to.
So interesting.
You know, I try to diffuse all of that by trying to just be good. You know, like, I'm nonviolent. I'm not like, I think like growing up in Detroit was so this way that a lot of times you gravitate to that energy and you become that. But it did the opposite for me, you know? So like my mom's, you know, my mom and dad, they had guns and stuff. They shot people in front of me. They fought each other. They took me on drive-bys with them. You know, we had home invasions where people are about to count down on my life and like all type of stuff. And so instead of me gravitating to that energy, it scared me. So I kind of became like a scary person. And that's why I shied away from all of that, the drugs, the alcohol, the violence, any of that, because it was so traumatizing to me when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many people are affected in that way it's like statistically how many people are driven away by the things they're seeing and know that there's a better life out there rather than being sucked in. Cause it's very uncommon.
I think it's uncommon because like a lot of my friends went the other way.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
They love guns. They love like they have an appetite for it.
Dude,
but for me, my shit went the opposite way. You know, and like with my kids, like it's just so dope that, you know, they never have to experience the stuff that I went through. You know, Tim from Detroit, but he knows nothing about any of that because he didn't have to. Like I made sure that he was good. He never had to go through that type of stuff.
Hey, Paige, that's crazy. I had no idea that your childhood was that traumatic.
Oh yeah,
that's insane.
It's crazy. I have a one of my albums, Torn Pages, which is my first like studio album. I kind of touch on a lot of the stories of my background and talk about my mom, that relationship, talk about my dad, talk about all of the stuff that happened to me is in Torn Pages, and so I pour it into my music.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great place to put it. I think a lot of the best music is fueled by those real life events. And obviously you had quite a remarkable upbringing and story. So I would urge you to, the more you can tell that story, because I know as like a funny guy, people don't want you to be serious.
Yeah, like I feel like weird. I'm like, I just ruined your show right now.
No. That's what we do.
It's very exciting. You bring me on here to be exciting. I make everybody
cry. The name of the show?
Impulsive, man.
We go all over the place. We talk about foods.
By far the most versatile podcast.
Versatile show, versatile podcast or hosts.
Like there's a reason we're the number one podcast in the world.
Straight up
in the world.
Number one.
Dang, bro.
But it's energy and it's stories like that. It's a good mix.
I have such a hard time, like whenever I hear anything with that much weight to it, like I have such a hard time like truly processing and absorbing it because it comes out of your mouth in a language that we know is English and in a sentence, but it's so much more than that. And I really try to put myself in your shoes and understand it, but I know I never can or will. I'm kind of just speaking out loud because it's something I feel, and maybe it's not foreign to some of the viewers.
Yeah, but and maybe unless you are like a pager.
Oh, is that what you call your fan base?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Any pagers out there?
The fucking pagers, dude. That was the best you could come up with. Page, no.
You told me to name my fans Mikes.
Well, that's funny.
The mics.
That's funny.
Pages, man. Come on, bro.
The mics.
You were too young to know what Pages was cool as shit.
Hit me on the head.
That was my shit.
That's like Jake Paulers 2.0.
No,
Jake Paulers.
I mean, they probably would know just because they're like really in depth into the music and but I think it's good. Listen, a lot of comedians have like dark past and history, which is why they're able to make people laugh from it.
A lot of I get a lot of that sometimes too. Like people try to say that I deflect, the trauma that I've been through with comedy. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm always.
Well, do you? Like how? Like
I would say,
truly.
I would probably say yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you do?
Like I really don't know. I haven't really had enough time to process all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Because the longer I've known you, I definitely think you've gotten much better. Like when shit gets serious, like
not making jokes and shit.
You'll go there. Like you can definitely go there.
Yeah.
And I remember at first you would up into the breaking point, just deflect with comedy. Insane, by the way.
I just like bury a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure you still do that a lot too. Like a lot of like.
Me?
No, Paige. Like a lot of times, like
I don't want to live in that. I don't want to live in.
But do you have any unpacking to do? Like, how long can you carry this
through therapy,
giant
right?
fucking backpack on?
The music is my therapy.
Yeah. I go to actual therapists because sometimes I tell him stories. I'll be like, oh, like I say it like you. I'm like, oh, one time like I got thrown out of a car like 50 miles an hour at a drug deal gone wrong. And I'll just say it, and like
he's like, "What the hell?"
Well, here I am, like trying to process.
I just remember the feeling of like this flesh tearing off my arms and my like legs at 50 miles an hour, and then like getting off the ground. I had to walk through New Haven, Connecticut, through the hood back to my boy Ramon's house with just blood pouring off my fucking body, and like I'd just been robbed. I was fucked up. But when I say it, I just say it.
Like we were on our way to go get gas, and out of nowhere he hit me with and I think it was like the first time you opened up to me about your past, and I was like, man, I really appreciate you opening up to me, but I don't think you can just like say that so casually. Like we have to talk about this right now, which is
because we have already dealt with it, right? It's already happened for us. We dealt with it. And so it's just something that happened in our past.
It's like a relatability thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so the music. Let's talk about it. You got a mixtape coming out. What's it called?
It's called Straight Bars 3. I created this series a couple years ago, Straight Bars, where it's no gimmicks, no hooks, no skits.
No hooks?
No chorus
hooks,
whatsoever.
none.
Just bars
It's
on
just
bars.
Are you out of your mind?
Ammo.
Literally,
It's called
I see.
Straight Bars.
Straight bars. I see what's happening. Straight bars, no hooks.
Because people want to, a lot of times, real fans are like real hip hop. Like they love when the artists go and they do freestyles and it's just all bars and you just hear how clever they can be, right?
Why do you make music? Like, are you trying to blow up?
Well, I've been making music my whole life. I told you Michael Jackson was my
why do you do it?
Why do
you do it? Is it like a therapy for you?
It's definitely a therapy for me now.
To
Cause I don't make music really to make hits. You know how some people hit seek, like,
sure.
All right, I want to make this song because it's gonna be the biggest song.
Yeah.
I don't make music for that. I make timeless music because when you hit seek, a lot of times that's for that wave and that's that time right then. You know what I'm saying? For that period. But I make music like how Biggie made music. I have stories.
Storytelling.
Never
Biggie was the best storyteller
old.
of all time.
Right. And that's why I'm so good at storytelling. For one, I have so many crazy ass stories. For two, I know how to mix bars in with stories to make them so intricate and visual. You know what I'm saying? And so
because you got
can
both.
never get old. So 20 years from now, you can play Torn Pages or Same Page, Different Story, and it still sound like it's happening today because the story can't get old. So with Straight Bars, I needed to, once again, I try to go back to this diversity. I already have that, right? Straight Bars, I wanted it to be something very specific for people who just like dope ass lyrics. And so I just go to classic hip hop beats and I do dope lyrics over there with no choruses.
There's a couple of big rappers who did have hits who are doing the same thing. But the reason I'm kind of like and like poking questions is because like Fetty Wap, for example. You know Fetty Wap?
Yeah.
1738?
Yeah. Like we all remember the Fetty Wap hits.
Yeah.
And they're great. I love Fetty Wap, but apparently he wasn't feeling like pop was his lane. So he went to the mixtape type route. And, when's the last time you heard a Fetty Wap song? B.O.B. did the same thing. So if you're doing it and you're not worried about making hits and just making some dope ass music, absolutely right. I'm just wondering, like, because you did also iterate that you want to be the biggest rapper and actor in the world, and it might be hard to do that if you don't got
biggest
hits.
Not the biggest,
the best.
I'm not going to be the biggest, but I want to be the most versatile actor / rapper, the most skillful, talented actor / rapper in the world.
Who's that
so
right
like
now?
If you look,
Who is that
me.
right now?
Right now.
Listen.
Yo, 50.
Let's have the
Yo,
conversation.
50. 50, you
First
heard?
of all, 50, I need my money, bruh. I need my money, 50.
50 Cent owes you money?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Well,
you
for
didn't,
what?
you didn't see, you didn't,
I
you,
see all this shit. Well, you're flipping
you
it
didn't
back
see all
on
that?
him?
Oh yeah, 50 owe me.
Because he said Lil Bow Wow owes him money from last week.
Because
Bow Wow was
50
ready to pay him.
50 owes me money. And he blocked me too now. But 50
You
owes
got blocked
me money.
by 50 Cent?
Yes. How you go? How do you be the biggest troller in the world? And then you anyway, 50 Cent owes me money because back when before Get Rich or Die Trying, his first movie came out, the director, they brought me, Taraji P. Henson, Omar Miller, and this other actor to this exclusive hotel in Hollywood because they wanted us to work with 50 before they started in the movie, right? So we went to this hotel to work with him to get him ready for the movie. Now, only one of us actually ended up being in the movie.
Yeah.
And I helped train him. And I helped, get
so he
him
was
in-
your client.
Not technically he was my client, but I assisted
But was
him.
there any sort of agreement?
Therefore, I feel like this motherfucker owes me. I didn't get paid for that. I never got in any of the damn
Did they
shows,
say you were going to get paid?
The movies, listen. At the time,
get out of here.
At the time, when your agent hit you and they said, listen, Jim Sheridan wants specifically asking for you to come and work with 50 Cent in preparation for his new film. Of course, I'm just like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So
You gotta get broken.
I feel like I feel $250,000. I feel like
This is crazy.
50 is about to get the strap, bro. 50 is about to get the strap, bro. You know it.
Get the strap and
Get
then
the
get
strap.
my goddamn $250,000 or fucking hire me on one of
Just
those
seems
millions.
steep.
Power.
It seems
I hope
steep.
this gets on Twitter.
You think that seems steep? Oh, hold on. Let's go back to this conversation. I want to have this conversation. I want to have a genuine conversation.
There we go.
When it comes to, you said, who's the best actor / rapper, right? All right, let's have this conversation. Now, it's tough if you guys don't know my catalog.
Hey, I do.
First of all, I've been in over 60 TV shows and movies. You can fact
Got
check
it right
that
here. Look
on
at the IMDb. I've been on it.
I've been in
Look at
over
this shit.
60.
How long can a person scroll before his fingers hurt?
You see this? Over
Jesus
6.
Christ.
Look at that. And these are all different type of roles and characters, right? I do comedy, I do drama, I do Shakespeare, right? Then you go to the music side of it. I told you, like I'm great at storytelling, bars, my music speaks for itself.
Bars.
So now if you take both categories and you gotta fuse those together, right? Let's talk about it. Let's say the actor / rappers, and then let's look at where I am compared to them. Let's take my favorite. My favorite is Will Smith. I think he's at the top of this list, right? Right? Now, take away.
Not quite.
Hold on, wait.
I only say that sound because it's almost like, I don't even know if I consider Will Smith a rapper.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. But he's so high on the acting side, and plus you take the rapping shit, right? And then it kind of balances itself out. Who else do we got? Who else is high up there? People say Childish Gambino, right? Because he's very talented. But he does a lot of...
Not 50.
But wait a minute.
Like 50's here, Childish Gambino's at the
Hold
floor.
on, let's talk about it. You say the name because the name you just think of the popularity.
Yeah.
Let's look at the actual acting facts. When I look at Childish Gambino, who I think is extremely talented, I've never been like blown away by any of his performances. I listen to his music. Okay, yeah, This Is America. That sounds good. You know, he got stuff that sounds good. But when you like listen to his actual skill set of being able to rap and bar skill wise, he's not comparing.
But look, I kind of hinted at this earlier. If you're talking about versatility, you also got to talk about dilution. And like Copernicus said this, I pulled it up here. This is a quote
Explain
from Copernicus.
dilution.
Dilution. So if you're doing too many things, the value and the quality of what you're doing overall might decrease. Listen to this quote, Copernicus. The man with too many arms has no fingers.
What? How is that possible? Why? I don't agree with that quote. I don't think it's real. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because I made it up. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, do you see what I'm saying? No, really, like,
That's some bullshit.
you're diluting, maybe, because you're doing so many things. Music, internet, acting.
It's okay.
Being a dad.
It's okay when you putting all of yourself into those things. Listen, I have creative ADD, so I'm able to like move around. If I'm not
Multitask.
doing a movie at this time, why wouldn't I go do my album? But look, I want to have the conversation.
All right, so I got to
Who
go
else?
back. I got to go back to 50.
Okay, 50 Cent.
So put out Get Rich or Die Trying, potentially one of the greatest rap albums in the history of the world.
Yeah.
History of the world.
Yeah.
Okay?
50's
Top
great
3
rapper.
greatest albums, at least.
Yep.
Put out Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie, which is quality, but also Power, which is a great fucking television show. And so now you've got 2 possibly like top 10 TV and top 3 albums of all time. Not like,
I'm
I got
asking you
60
as
credits.
as an actor, do you put 50 Cent above Paige Kennedy as an actor? Can 50 Cent do what I can do as an actor?
I don't.
Have you seen 50 Cent do comedy?
No,
where
no,
he's the
you're
main
right.
comedy
You're
person?
right. You're right.
Have you
on
seen
that.
50? So,
But like, say you gave a 1 to 10 rating on music and then movies, right? And he only got a 6. He's got a 12 on the music or a 10 on the music side, obviously. So then he's got a 16. What do you rate yourself?
I feel like 50 Cent like will be in a high category because his rapping is so high. But I feel like me as an actor is so much higher than him as an actor that it kind of balances out. A lot of people say Eminem, right? They throw him in there, right? But I'm like, first of all, his rapping is the top. You can't get any higher than him as a rapper. But as an actor, we haven't even had an opportunity to see him. We saw 8 Mile and we saw The Wash.
And the interview, he did good.
And the interview, he played himself in the interview.
It was funny.
But what do we know about his skill set as an actor? We haven't had an opportunity to see how.
Well, because maybe he instead of diluting, he's like, yo, I'm just going to do music. When I have a chance, I'll do movies. And he became great.
Got to call.
And by the way, I'm sort of being hypocritical. I do fucking everything. So like, I don't know.
Couple more. Another big one. Common.
Common is high on my list. Common is very high on my list.
Quality music to the highest degree and extremely good acting.
But we're talking. Common acting is great.
Basic white boys will rock with the on Common. Common is a well-known.
No, I like his acting. I like his acting.
I think his acting is great. But listen, we have to talk now, right? Because we're talking about now. That's why when people bring up Ice Cube, who is a legend, right?
Fact.
When people bring up Ice Cube, hold on.
Right,
but if you talk about the rapping now, Ice Cube just came out with an album 2 months ago that I was literally listening to today at the gym. As a rapper, right now, I'm rapping better than Ice Cube right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My skill set as an actor is higher than Ice Cube. Ice Cube is never going to be the star comedian of his. He's going to have the comedian there.
I have a song here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just listen to a little bit because we've given no context.
Speaking of storytelling.
Can you play this or no?
I probably. Let's see if I can play this. It looks like I can't play this.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean for copyright.
Yeah.
It's mine.
I presume. Hey, when you walked over here, did one of your paddle feet hit the auxiliary cord? Oh shit! Technical difficulties.
Seems to be in working order.
So Paige, something that happens on this set is just everything goes wrong. Let's see.
Thing that I pay for don't mean shit because a nigga can be faithful. So I'ma bid you adieu, goodbye. Hope you find a man like you, somebody that can love you the way that you love me. But I feel like a cage tiger in a zoo. I'm sorry that I'm yelling, but it's just getting so frustrating, you know what I mean? Because like shit was so good with us before, and then all of a sudden it turned to some other shit. And get to like 3/4 in, so you can see the back and forth. Yeah. We had an agreement that I was never leaving. I hold the house down through the eyes, even though I give you nothing else to believe in.
Hold on, nigga, you don't do shit. You must be delusional. Like I'm always accusing you. Like you wasn't fucking me in a groupie too. Go ahead, blame it on me like you usually do.
What was your fault? What was your struggle? Don't act like you an angel. Like your slave chains don't dangle. Like the cuffs you put on me weren't painful.
You know what? Fuck you, shit. I'ma let the cuffs loose. Don't even know why I trust you. Like I did when I met your ass. Should've listened to my mama.
I like this duo. You guys remind me of me and Jake, actually.
But you see how we're having a conversation and it's in the it's in the rap. That's like creative. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like content. Her name is 3D, not T.
No, not that. Who's the other big rap video that did that back and forth between the dude and the chick?
Jordan Lucas. No, wait.
Nah, way back in like, I'll find it. I'll show it to you. There's another really good
back
one.
and forths.
Yeah.
You're missing one rapper actor.
Who?
He's also in SWAT.
One.
LL Cool J. Listen,
yeah.
LL Cool J, legend, but he is not rapping better
What about
than
Mark
Paige
Wahlberg
Kennedy right now.
What about Mark Wahlberg?
Marky Mark.
Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark.
So it's a conversation, right? It's a conversation. Yeah. It's a conversation to put me like if you take when we're taking away success, right? We're not talking about who has the most money, who's more popular. Like all of them, like they were rappers first. They already had this big, huge fan base. You know what I mean? We're taking away that. We're literally just talking about the skill set of the art of it. When you compare the two, you have to put me in the conversation.
All right, how about this? Best rapper, actor, Viner combination of all time. All right, easy.
You got that one.
Easy. Let's go, dude.
You got that one.
He said you got that one. The other ones, I put your ass like 17. You might be like 17 on the list.
Nah, but it's a conversation, like you said. It's a conversation.
All right, look. I want to go to the audio only because I do have a meeting in 40 minutes.
Oh, that producer, actor,
What's
producer.
audio
only? So it's super crazy. It's basically like this, but it's just audio only.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you see those cameras?
Yeah.
They're not transmitting visual.
Oh,
Just audio only.
And then it's audio.
okay.
Hey, Paige Kennedy, thank you for coming on and Impulsive, my guy. My guy. For real, where can they find you on social?
I'm trying to
here we
get to
go.
1 million followers.
Oh, you're close.
On Instagram. I keep losing, and I'm on the biggest podcast in the world.
Facts.
I want to see how strong this podcast is. If you could get
let's go.
Paige Kennedy, this is a GoFundMe to get Paige Kennedy to 1 million followers.
You're 90,000 away right now. I bet we could drive.
Yo, go follow
five
Paige
to
Kennedy
600
on Instagram.
followers.
You could, even if you unfollow him in like 2 weeks.
What do you think? 500, 600 followers?
Go. No.
What? This is the biggest podcast in the world.
More than that.
Yeah.
Everybody
but
watching this, go follow Paige Kennedy.
What I'm concerned is I don't know if they've made it this far. Like I feel like most of the time, being honest, most of the time.
I lost them when I started
No,
getting into
it's
the
not
depression.
you. I think when I say, hey, I think we want to go to audio only, I would presume that most people click off. Hey, let us know if you don't, though, in the comments below.
Yeah,
For
if
real.
you hear this, if you hear this comment, write it in the comments.
After you follow at Paige Kennedy.
Pigs like to eat pineapples in paradise.
A little
Write
long,
that.
dude, but yeah,
Pigs
no, we'll
like
go
to
with
eat
it.
pineapples in paradise.
Hey, Spotify, iTunes, audio only right now. Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace. An orgasmic orator with vivid vocabulary, with living linguistics, eloquent elocution, dapper dialect, unbelievable utterance, and juicy jargon.
Damn, he over here with the alliteration on y'all ass.